What if you don't belong? Not really. What if you were born in a crack in time? A ghost between two worlds, fluent in languages that are now dead, and ones that are still being born. You are not Generation X. You are not a millennial. So, what are you? Before the internet was in every pocket, before a dial-up modem's scream was the symphony of a new world, there was a different kind of life. A generation was born between roughly 1977 and 1983, a cohort that lived two lives in one. They were born into a world of analog certainty, but their coming of age was a digital explosion. In 2014, writer Sarah Stankorb gave them a name in an article for Good magazine, Xennials. Dan Woodman, a sociologist at the University of Melbourne, defined them with a simple yet profound observation. They experienced an analog childhood and a digital adulthood. They are the last generation of children to play outside until the streetlights came on, with no way to be contacted. Their first high school research papers were written on typewriters or in libraries, using card catalogs and encyclopedias. Their worldview was shaped not by algorithms, but by the fading anxieties of the Cold War and the dawn of the personal computer. They formed a cultural bridge, a human link between the old world and the one that was rushing in. But as they stood on the precipice of this new digital age, they had no idea they were about to become its first, and perhaps last, native translators. Then everything changed. The digital tsunami hit. They learned to code on Commodore 64s, created their first email addresses in college, and built the first online communities on Friendster and MySpace. They didn't just adopt the new world, they helped build it. This dual experience created a unique psychological profile. A reality check is crucial here. The myth is that Xennials are just indecisive, cynical like Gen X one day, optimistic like Millennials the next. But the facts suggest something more complex. Research from centers like the Pew Research Center on Generational Divides shows that those born on the cusp often don't fit the archetypes. Xennials possess a unique form of pragmatic hope. They remember failure, the dot-com bust, the shock of 9/11, so their optimism is grounded. They embrace technology, but they remember a world without it, giving them a perspective that is increasingly rare and valuable. They are now the leaders, managers, and parents caught in the middle, fluent in the skepticism of their older bosses and the digital native language of their younger colleagues. But what happens when the bridge you represent is being stretched to its breaking point by the sheer speed of change? We are entering a new age, an age of artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and a level of digital immersion that was once science fiction. And here the Xennial paradox becomes critical to our future. They are the last generation to hold a fundamental lived memory of what it was like to be human before the internet rewired our brains, before social media altered our sense of community, and before algorithms began to shape our choices. Is their experience just a historical curiosity? Or is it something more? As we design AI to mimic human thought and virtual worlds to replicate reality, who will be there to tell us what we're losing? Who will be the translator between the organic, messy, analog human experience and the clean, logical, digital one we are building? The Xennials are the keepers of that memory, the final, living record of the world that was. When they are gone, that primary source evidence will be gone with them. So, look at the world around you, at the seamless blend of physical and digital, and ask yourself, are you a Xennial, a translator between two worlds, or are you simply witnessing the final, fading moments of a forgotten dialect, the last echo of a human experience that will soon exist only in history books? The answer might just define what we all become next.